What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite setups. But here's the thing, a lot of us have been gun owners for a while, and some of our favorite handguns that we absolutely love do not come optics ready, right? For instance, right here, a Glock 48. Now they come optics ready, now they release the MOS version, but this right here is a work of art. I wish Glock kept releasing with this slide color. Once again, shout out to my buddy Heg, but check out this slide color. I don't want to cut into it. I want to keep it original. It's just perfect, right? Next up, a $200 shield that I picked up. Absolutely love this thing. It's a great backup, as I love all my shields. But once again, doesn't come optics ready. The newer handguns come optics ready, but not this one. And there's a lot of people. For instance, there's an RSO at the local range that I go to that carries a Shield Performance Center. And for some reason, he's always stuck out in my mind. While shooting with them, he sees me lay all my firearms on the table, or my buddy lay all his firearms out. And so he's like, oh, that's cool, you know? I said, what do you have? What do you carry? He goes, well, I only have one gun. And honestly, it happens to be this that I'm carrying with right now. Notice something? It's not optics ready. So for instance, he might like that gun as is. He might not want to run a dot on it. He might want to try it, but eventually just realize, hey, I don't like it. So this is also a non-permanent solution to running a dot on your firearm. The FNS 9C. None of these come optics ready, right? Classics like the Gen 2.5, which this is, or the Gen 3 Glocks, Gen 4 Glocks, none of them come optics ready. And on top of that, the MOS system is probably the dumbest system in optics. I don't care what anyone says. Look at this. It's the dumbest system. One, you have a weak point with the plate, but two, it just sits higher, right? Another thing, obviously, it's rare to find 10 millimeters that come optics ready, but there are some out there. But the best 10 millimeter on the market, the Glock 29, does not come optics ready. And a lot of people would use that for bear defense or whatever the case may be. So having an optic on there potentially could save your life in a charging situation from a bear or grizzly. And like I said, the Glock 27, right? They're all great. They all just aren't optics ready. And I have a couple projects coming for you guys. You guys remember my Shield in 357 SIG? Just wait and see what I have done with that thing. It's going to be an absolute beast. But I'm putting an optic on that. Or my XDS. Yes, the Mod 2 comes optics ready. But honestly, I like the Mod 1 better. Well, here's your answer to all those problems. Like I said, you may have been carrying a Shield for 5, 6, 7 years now, and you just love it the way it is. You might want to try an optic without cutting into it. Here's your answer. This right here is from Dove Mounting Solutions. Honestly, this is the best way to do it. If you own a Glock sight pusher or any sight pusher, it is the easiest thing to get on and off. Now, this right here is a Glock 30S, 245 ACP. And if you guys were wondering, yes, this is 100% reliable. And I was getting dead triggers on some dry firing. It was actually, they put the spring in backwards. Whoever assembled this handgun, get it together, Glock. Put the spring in upside down. And I didn't believe that. One of you guys mentioned that in the comments that that's probably what it is. I didn't believe you guys. And then I looked at the spring. I'm like, you know what? It's upside down. Took me 2 minutes. Now, even on dry fire, it's 100% reliable. But the Dove mounting plate, right? What is it? It slides into your rear sight. All these handguns have a rear sight, right? Obviously, they're all different shapes, so it's going to be depending on which handgun you own. So, for instance, if you have an FN or, a Smith, you got to choose that. But all you got to do is knock that rear sight off and slide in this plate. And notice, you're going to say, where are your rear sights? Well, right here, you have a rear sight. And what's nice about it is it sits just high enough to co-witness. Now, some optics do come with something to help you co-witness, like a rear sight. But in case that sight does not, in this case, the sight does. But in most cases, you won't. But look, you can now co-witness using about the bottom 1/5 of your optic. Therefore, that window is completely wide open. Sorry, it's a bit dirty from shooting it. But like I said, you now have a blacked out rear, which is exactly what you want for co-witness. You don't want a 3-dot system. It's a little confusing, especially if your sights sit higher. Luckily, they were smart, and they put it at the bottom 1/5 of that optic. I absolutely love it. Then what also comes with the setup is a front sight. Now, in this case, I went with the fiber optic. They either send you red or green. But another option that's a little more expensive, I think with the fiber optic front, it's like $85 or something for the plate, which comes with the rear sight and the front, what do you call it, sight post. Also, you can get a tritium night sight. That's like $20 more, but I think it's a night vision one, I believe. Night fusion, whatever it's called. Don't hold me to it, but it's some, you know, higher end brand of night sights, and you'll get that front higher end sight. So notice how high that is? Just once again, so you can co-witness. So it's a perfect co-witness, and yes, it fits in all my holsters, regular holsters. Like I said, stay tuned. Just wait till you see what I've done on my 357 SIG shield, as I've got it completely custom out. It's going to be a beast. I have a shield optic for it on the shield. It's going to be a beast. Just stay tuned, guys. Anyways, so that sight sits high enough to co-witness. And like I said, you can get the tritium or fiber optic. For carry, I like fiber optic. It is what it is. But I also have a Glock 26, if you guys have seen it. That has a 509T on it. That's a larger optic. I wouldn't recommend that on a smaller handgun. I did it because that is actually going to be moving to my Glock 23. So this will have a 509T on it. And if you're wondering, does it stay zero on a 45 with power? Yes. I've ran that 509T on a Glock 27. I've ran the 509T on my Glock 26. And I've ran this Holosun 407K X2 on this 45 ACP. And I've shot crazy rounds. G9 rounds, Civil Liberty Defense, and Winchester Ranger. And the thing has stayed zero, 100% on. And is it easy? Can the average person do it? Yes. Now, obviously, with a Smith and stuff like that, sights are a little bit harder to get off than Glock sights. I'm just being real with you guys, especially that front post. But if you own a Glock, like a Glock 23, the sights are coming off easy as can be, right? So, basically, what's nice about putting it back on, the hardest part is getting your sights off. But if you swap out your sights anyways, that's fine. You'll be able to do it. Or if you have a gunsmith do it that way. But what you can do here is, there's this little hole right here, and I believe it's on both sides. So what they do is they send you a kit, and you take this little punch, and you stick it in there, and bang, 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 make sure you're Loctiting it. They also send you the Loctite. They send you everything you need to complete your setup, right? Therefore, you just bang it on, get it centered, let that Loctite dry, give it 24 hours. I know you want to carry it again, I know you want to do this, do that with your gun. Give it 24 hours. That's why I always recommend having a backup. If you have, let's say this is my main carry, and I start having malfunctions out of nowhere, and I need a new part. Until then, I can carry my Glock 23. That's why I always recommend a backup. Or in a situation like this, you want to remove that plate, put the plate on after removing your sights, let that Loctite sit for a while, switch over to your shield. For one day, just carry the shield. Not a big deal. Has it affected the reliability? Of course not. Not one bit. This has ran over 550 rounds with this setup on top. Not a single issue. Right when I got the handgun, this went on there. I was going to put this on something else, but I really like this the way it is. I wasn't sure if I'd like it on the Glock 30S, but this is a perfect carry setup. This is going to be my winter and fall time carry setup. One of my favorite that's really grown on me. Honestly, I didn't think I'd ever carry my Glock 30. I own a Glock 30 SF or anything like that more than my 26 or 27. This is potentially going to be a big-time winter carry setup for me. Of course, with the larger mag and all that. But I just love the way it shoots, the extra power with a solid projectile at 135 grains, going at crazy speed in wintertime. That is the answer, in my opinion. But yeah, just an awesome, awesome setup. And that's from Dove Mounting Solutions. I can put the link down below to try and help you guys find it. And I think I even have a coupon code for it that can help you guys out as well if you're interested. But yeah, just a good quality product. And like I said, the best part is it's not permanent. If you don't like this setup, if you think it ends up being too big or whatever the case may be, you just knock this back off, put on your sights again. It's really simple. If you get an optics cut, now you're stuck with sort of an ugly plate. I'm not kidding you. Even if they just put the remaining piece of your slide back on, still you have that plate there, which in my opinion looks sort of ridiculous. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but I prefer it not being there on some classics unless I'm going to be running a dot on it. The next one I actually plan on doing, other than my shield and XDS, I think I'm going to put a nice shield optic on this, a super low sitting shield. I think it will pull this whole entire setup off complete, right? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That is the Dove Mounting Solution setup, and I love this thing. This has entered my carry rotation. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.